Stop. Before you accept that your best years are behind you, I want you to picture your body as a biological fortress. Its walls may feel like they're crumbling, weakened by time, but they are not made of stone. They are made of living cells. And the latest science has shown, with breathtaking clarity, that you can give your body the raw materials to rebuild them, starting today. You feel it, don't you? The quiet exhaustion that coffee no longer fixes. The subtle aches your doctor dismisses as just part of getting older. You leave the clinic with more questions than answers, holding the silent fear that your body is slowly turning against you. You've been taught to believe this is inevitable, but the real cause of this decline is something else entirely, a process happening inside you right now. After 2 decades spent deep in the biomedical research, I can tell you that the difference between rapid aging and a long, vibrant health span is not found in a prescription pad. It is built upon a few simple, powerful daily habits. My mission here is to give you the 5 most critical habits that the latest evidence shows can extinguish the very inflammation that accelerates aging and disease. We will end this journey with the most important habit of all, a secret hiding in plain sight. It involves a simple ingredient that is likely already sitting in your kitchen cabinet. However, almost everyone I've ever guided has been using it in a way that renders it completely useless. The key isn't just what it is, but how you activate it. This isn't another list of generic health tips. This is a protocol, a step-by-step system for taking back control of your own biology. By the end of this video, you will have a complete, actionable blueprint to begin rebuilding your fortress. And the science is clear on this. It works at any age, whether you are 45, 65, or 85. Now do something for me. Drop your age in the comments right now. I want you to make a public commitment to your own health. And I want to show you exactly how this protocol applies to where you are on your journey. It's time to stop being a passive passenger in your own aging process. Let's begin. The first habit is the morning signal. This isn't a supplement or a strange diet. It is 20 minutes of direct morning sunlight, preferably within the first hour of waking. It is the simplest, most foundational step you can take because it costs nothing, carries no risk, and you can start tomorrow. Think of it as the master on switch for your body's entire operating system, signaling to every cell that the day of protection has begun. This simple act of getting sunlight on your skin and in your eyes triggers the natural production of vitamin D. For decades, we've been told this is the bone vitamin, but that's a dangerously incomplete story. After years of studying its effects, science now understands that it functions as a potent steroid hormone that directs your immune cells. In essence, it's an immunomodulator, which is just a scientific way of saying it tells your immune system how to behave properly. The evidence for this is overwhelming. Research from the National Institutes of Health, NIH, on cellular health consistently shows that maintaining adequate vitamin D levels is associated with a significantly reduced risk for several types of cancer, including colorectal, breast, and prostate. This isn't a fringe theory. It's a well-documented correlation that the medical establishment is only now beginning to emphasize for prevention. This brings us to its core function. You can think of vitamin D as the maestro of your immune orchestra. Without the maestro to guide them, the musicians, your various immune cells, play out of sync. Some are too loud, others are too quiet, and the result is a chaotic clashing noise of inflammation. With the maestro present and leading, those same musicians create a powerful protective symphony that keeps your body in harmony. Many people think taking a vitamin D pill is a sufficient substitute, but research from institutions like Stanford shows this is only part of the solution. The light itself, hitting your retina, sends a separate signal that helps regulate your body's master clock and stress hormone, cortisol. Taking a supplement is like getting just the sheet music. Stepping into the sun is like hearing the entire orchestra play it live. So here is the practical, immediate application. Tomorrow morning, before your coffee, before you check your phone, step outside. Don't just look through a window, as glass filters out the beneficial wavelengths. Let the early light hit your face and arms for 20 minutes. It's that simple. You have just set in motion a powerful powerful anti-inflammatory cascade for the entire day. And for those who want an expert's tip to maximize this effect, here is how you create synergy. Don't just stand there. Use those 20 minutes for a brisk walk. By doing this, you not only accomplish the morning signal, but you begin making progress on our number 2 habit. This is called habit stacking, and it creates a powerful overlap of benefits that your body will thank you for. Ignoring this daily signal is like leaving the general of your immune army sleeping in the barracks while the enemy quietly infiltrates the camp. It creates a state of chronic vulnerability day after day. But synchronizing your immune system is only the first step. Next, you need to activate your body's built-in cleaning crew to remove existing damage. That promise to activate your body's built-in cleaning crew is not a figure of speech. This brings us to habit, the cellular recycling code. The method is a 14 to 16-hour daily fast, often called intermittent fasting. This is a concept that most physicians in a standard 15-minute appointment simply don't have the time to explain. This isn't about starving yourself or calorie restriction. It is about strategically timing your meals to unlock one of your body's most powerful and until recently hidden renewal programs. This timed eating window activates a profound biological process called autophagy. The word literally means self-eating, and it's so fundamental to our health that its discovery earned scientist Yoshinori Ohsumi the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 2016. Autophagy is your body's cellular quality control system. It is the process of disassembling old, damaged, or dysfunctional cells, including those that could become cancerous, and recycling their components to build new, healthy ones. It's a deep, rejuvenating clean that happens on a microscopic level. To understand why this is so critical, imagine each of your cells is a busy restaurant kitchen. All day, as you eat, the cooks are working, making dishes, and inevitably making a mess. Now, autophagy is the professional, overnight cleaning crew. They can only come in to scrub the floors, take out the trash, and dispose of spoiled ingredients when the kitchen is closed. If the kitchen never closes, if you are eating from the moment you wake until you sleep, the cleaning crew can never do its job. The mess builds up. This mess is metabolic waste, misfolded proteins, and damaged cellular parts. These are the spoiled ingredients that, if left unchecked, create a chaotic, inflammatory environment where things go wrong. Giving your body that 14 to 16-hour break is like closing the kitchen and finally letting the expert cleaners restore order, ensuring that the next day's operations are pristine and safe. This process is essential for preventing the cellular decay that leads to disease. Now, a common fear is that fasting will lead to hunger and weakness. However, a wealth of research from institutions like the Salk Institute shows that after a brief adaptation period, the opposite happens. Your body shifts from burning sugar for fuel to burning stored body fat, which provides a steadier, more consistent stream of energy. This metabolic flexibility is linked to improved brain function and reduced inflammation, creating a state of clarity and vigor, not fatigue. The practical application is to simply start small. Finish your last meal of the day at 7 p.m. and don't eat again until 9 a.m. the next morning. That is a 14-hour fast, and most of it happens while you sleep. As your body adapts, you might find it easy to push that to 10 or 11 a.m. The key is consistency, giving that cleaning crew the time it needs to work its magic every single night. This reminds me of a patient of mine, Richard, a 68-year-old from Austin who was struggling with persistent brain fog and a feeling of weakness he had accepted as just getting old. Within 2 weeks of simply adopting a 14-hour fast alongside his morning walk, he told me he felt an alert, clean energy he hadn't experienced in over a decade. He wasn't just managing his decline, he was reversing it. To create an even more powerful synergy, break your fast with a meal rich in the cruciferous vegetables we're about to discuss. This floods your newly clean cellular environment with the most potent protective compounds available. Without regular autophagy, this metabolic junk accumulates, creating the unstable conditions where DNA errors, the very origin of cancer, are far more likely to occur. Once your cells are clean, it's time to arm them. The next habit provides them with a molecular shield against future attacks. That molecular shield I mentioned is not science fiction. It brings us to our third habit, the one that represents the turning point where hope truly begins to overtake fear. This is the green firefighter. The instruction is breathtakingly simple. Consume cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, or kale at least 4 to 5 times per week. Your mother was right when she told you to eat your broccoli. But she likely didn't know she was giving you a lesson in advanced cellular biology, arming your body against its most dangerous internal threat. The power of these vegetables comes from a remarkable compound called sulforaphane. This isn't a nutrient that your body passively uses. It is an activator. When you consume it, it enters your cells and flips on a master genetic switch that unleashes your body's own powerful built-in antioxidant and detoxification enzymes. It's a profound shift from a defensive to a proactive state of cellular protection, a process validated by decades of research from leading institutions like Johns Hopkins University, which first identified its power back in 1992. This is what makes it so different from a typical antioxidant. Most antioxidants are like soldiers you send into battle one time. They neutralize one free radical and they're done. Sulforaphane isn't the soldier. It's the elite combat instructor that goes into each of your cells and trains your own internal army. It doesn't just fight the battle for you. It equips every single one of your cells with a permanent molecular shield and a sword, ready to defend against carcinogens for days. This creates two fundamentally different biological states. A body without this protection is running on a reactive engine, constantly trying to repair DNA damage after it has already occurred. It's always one step behind the fire. A body supplied with sulforaphane is running on a proactive engine, armed and ready, neutralizing toxic compounds the moment they appear, before they ever have a chance to damage your DNA. You get to choose which engine your body runs on. This is the habit that directly addresses the fear of losing your independence, of feeling your body slowly break down. When your cells are constantly defending themselves instead of just reacting to damage, the result isn't just disease prevention. It's a feeling of resilience and robustness. It's the physical sensation of having a body that is strong, capable, and working for you, not against you. This is where you stop just surviving and start building a foundation for thriving. To implement this, the preparation is key. Steaming broccoli lightly until it's bright green and still has a bite is far superior to boiling, which destroys the very enzyme needed to form sulforaphane. For an expert tip, add a pinch of mustard seed powder to your cooked broccoli. The powder contains that same enzyme, myrosinase, and can dramatically reactivate sulforaphane production, ensuring you get the maximum protective benefit from every bite. Now we're about to get into the two most controversial and powerful habits on this list. If you're already feeling more in control of your health just by watching this, take a second to hit the subscribe button. My goal is to give you the knowledge the system won't, and your subscription ensures this information reaches those who need it most. Seriously, the next two are game changers. This green shield is an incredible defensive strategy, and it's a non-negotiable part of your new protocol. But a shield is fundamentally defensive. To truly win this war against cellular aging and cancer, you need an elite offensive unit. And the next habit puts your most aggressive cancer-fighting patrol on the streets. That aggressive cancer-fighting patrol is habit the killer cell boost. This means accumulating 150 minutes of moderate to high-intensity exercise per week. And I know exactly what you're thinking because I hear it every day. I'm too old. My knees hurt. I don't have the time. Exercise is for young people. For years, you have been led to believe that your capacity for physical exertion is a flame that naturally dwindles. That is not just incorrect. It is a profoundly dangerous belief that robs you of your most powerful defense mechanism. This isn't about running marathons. This is about deploying your body's most elite special forces. The truth is, your body has its own internal cancer surveillance system, and its elite soldiers are called natural killer cells, or NK cells. They are a unique part of your immune system that is constantly patrolling your body, and their one and only job is to identify and destroy abnormal cells, including cancer cells, on sight. They don't need to be trained or activated by other immune cells. They are born killers, your first line of defense against a tumor before it can even form. They are your 24/7 anti-cancer patrol, and you have been given the wrong information your whole life about what it takes to mobilize them. This is where the metaphor becomes reality. Think of your NK cells as an elite police patrol unit. When you are sedentary, that unit stays in the barracks. They're bored, they're ineffective, and crime starts to rise in the city. But exercise, even just a brisk walk that gets your heart rate up, is the alarm bell. It's the call that sends that patrol flooding into the streets, your bloodstream, actively looking for trouble. A short burst of activity doesn't just wake them up, it dramatically increases the number of them in circulation, actively hunting for threats before they can build a stronghold. The scientific evidence for this is overwhelming. Landmark research from the Harvard School of Public Health shows that regular moderate exercise is directly linked to a significantly lower risk of at least 13 different types of cancer, including some of the most common killers. The mechanism is clear. Exercise not only increases the number of NK cells your body produces over time, but it enhances their killing activity. It makes them more aggressive, more efficient, and better at finding their targets. You are, quite literally, upgrading your internal security force from passive guards to elite assassins. This brings the entire concept of cellular defense to its peak. With the green firefighter, you built a shield. Now with the killer cell boost, you go on the offensive. The combination is devastating to a cancer cell trying to gain a foothold. The sulforaphane makes the cellular environment resilient and hard to damage, while the mobilized NK cells actively hunt down and eliminate any abnormal cells that might arise anyway. It's a 1-2 punch of defense and offense that leaves cancer with nowhere to hide. This reminds me of my patient Eleanor, who came to me at 75 from Charleston, living under the shadow of a terrifying family history of breast cancer. She felt like a ticking time bomb. She adopted these principles as a religion, but it was her daily patrol, a brisk 30-minute walk that often turned into a light jog, that she credited most. Today, at 82, Eleanor has the energy and biological markers of a woman 20 years younger. Her inflammatory markers are textbook perfect. She didn't just dodge her genetic inheritance. She took control and rewrote her own biological destiny. And to potentiate this effect even further, you can incorporate 2 or 3 20-minute sessions of high-intensity interval training, HIIT, per week. This involves short bursts of all-out effort followed by brief recovery periods. Research suggests these intense peaks are uniquely effective at mobilizing NK cells, giving you the most powerful immune-boosting response for your time investment. It's the most bang for your buck in terms of immune surveillance. Honestly, we could stop right here. If you just did these 4 habits, you would have an anti-cancer protocol more powerful than anything most people will ever learn. But to do that would be to ignore the one habit that science shows can help silence the very genes responsible for tumor growth. Now for the final, most crucial habit. This is the master switch that controls the entire inflammatory environment, and you probably already own it, but you're using it wrong. I told you at the very beginning of this video that number 1 was already in your kitchen. I told you that this single habit was the master switch that controls the entire inflammatory environment. For the last 10 minutes, we have assembled the shield, the cleaning crew, and the elite patrol. Now it is time to arm the commander. We have arrived at the final and most important piece of the protocol. The number 1 habit, the silent guardian, is the daily consumption of 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, but only when it is combined with a small pinch of black pepper. Yes, that simple yellow spice, likely sitting forgotten in the back of your cabinet. But its life-changing power is only ever unlocked by its humble neighbor on the spice rack. This is the secret that turns a common spice into one of the most powerful anti-cancer compounds ever studied. The power lies in a molecule called curcumin, the active ingredient in turmeric. This is not folk medicine. This is hard science. Over 8,000 peer-reviewed studies from institutions including the MD Anderson Cancer Center have documented curcumin's astounding ability to interfere with the multiple, complex signaling pathways that cancer cells use to grow and spread. It is a multi-targeted agent that intelligently disrupts the very processes that allow cancer to thrive. But there is a catch, and it's a big one. Curcumin on its own is very poorly absorbed by the human body. It's like a key that can't quite fit the lock. This is where the magic happens. A compound in black pepper called piperine acts as a bioenhancer. The science is stunning on this point. Adding just a little black pepper can increase the absorption and bioavailability of curcumin by up to 2,000%. Without the black pepper, almost all the curcumin passes right through your system, its power completely wasted. This brings us to the most important metaphor of all. Think of the silent inflammation in your body as hundreds of tiny, smoldering embers in a vast forest. Curcumin is a team of elite firefighters, ready to be deployed, but they are locked in their fire station because of low absorption. The piperine in black pepper is the master key that unlocks the station doors, releasing the firefighters to rush out and extinguish every single one of those embers before they can merge into an uncontrollable forest fire, which is cancer. The biological mechanism is exquisitely precise. One of the primary drivers of that silent fire is a master inflammatory switch in your cells called NF-kappa B. Think of it as the cell's alarm system that gets stuck in the on position, constantly screaming, "Inflammation!" Curcumin has been shown to directly inhibit NF-kappa B, effectively calming that alarm at its source. It doesn't just manage the smoke, it cuts the power to the fire itself, creating an internal environment of profound cellular peace. Now, for the synergy that makes this protocol a complete system. You take the silent guardian to extinguish the underlying inflammation. This makes the entire landscape less hostile, reducing the number of emergencies that your killer cell patrol has to respond to. Those patrols are now free to hunt for the truly dangerous threats within a system that is kept clean daily by the cellular recycling code. And the cells themselves are resilient, protected by the molecular shield of the green firefighter. The entire system is synchronized and energized each morning by the morning signal. This is no longer a list of 5 interesting tips. You now see it for what it is, a 5-part, interconnected system for rebuilding your biological fortress from the ground up. You don't just have a few new habits, you have a blueprint for taking back control. It's a protocol that empowers your body to do what it was designed to do, protect and heal itself. The promise has now been fulfilled. You have the knowledge. The power has officially been transferred from the realm of chance and genetics directly into your hands, onto your kitchen counter. You are no longer just a potential victim of disease. You are its guardian. The only question that remains is, what will you build with it? You become the silent guardian, extinguishing the fires of inflammation before they can ever begin. You deploy the killer cell boost, sending an elite patrol into a now peaceful landscape. You arm every cell with the green firefighter's molecular shield. You honor the cellular recycling code, allowing your body to clean and renew itself each night. And you start it all with the morning signal, synchronizing your entire biology with the rhythm of the earth. Your body is not your enemy. It has never been your enemy. It has always been fighting for you, with a profound and ancient intelligence. For years, we have simply been giving it the wrong tools, the wrong signals, and the wrong fuel. Today, that ends. You have now given it the right instructions to do what it was always designed to do: heal and protect. Think of your body as a dormant garden, neglected for years and overrun with weeds. The habits you've learned today are not just random tips. They are the tools of a master gardener. You now hold the shovel to clear the weeds of inflammation, the seeds to plant resilient life, and the knowledge of when to water and when to let the soil rest. A beautiful garden is not a matter of luck. It is a matter of daily, loving cultivation. You may have started this video feeling like a passive patient, a potential victim of your own genetic code. That identity is now obsolete. You are not a patient. You are a protector. You are not a victim. You are a caretaker. You are the architect of your own health, the one who decides, day by day, whether the fortress stands strong or crumbles. And while we've now armed you with the 5 most powerful tools to add to your life, in a future video, we will explore the 3 silent accelerants, the common foods and habits that actively fuel the very inflammatory fire you are now working so hard to extinguish. What I found in that research surprised even me. Which of these 5 habits are you going to try first? Tell me in the comments below. I read every single one.